For now, it seems the Philippines' only option in dealing with a powerful country like China is to make full use of international laws to gain some sort of an advantage, legally speaking. Fortunately, the 35th International Military Law and Operations Conference, which begins today, presents such an opportunity as well as a chance to let other countries know of our unwavering commitment to resolve the said issue peacefully as much as possible. Patrick De Jesus has more.
The supply of food and other essentials for the personnel of the Philippine Coast Guard aboard BRP Teresa Magbanua at Sabina or Escoda Shoal is now at critical level. The humanitarian resupply mission this Monday ended unsuccessfully as 6 China Coast Guard ships and 3 PLA Navy warships blocked the 2 PCG ships, BRP Cabra and BRP Cape Engaño, carrying supplies from reaching Escoda Shoal, some 20 nautical miles away. In the vicinity of Escoda Shoal, over 30 Chinese maritime militia ships surrounded the BRP Teresa Magbanua. The PCG said another humanitarian mission attempt will be launched immediately to deliver the necessary supplies to BRP Teresa Magbanua. The ship or any Philippine asset in the West Philippine Sea will not be pulled out.
The Philippine Coast Guard believe that our deployment of our Coast Guard vessel in Escoda Shoal is in accordance with the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea. There is no reason for the Philippine Coast Guard to ask permission from Xi Jinping or whoever, or from the entire government of the People's Republic of China. It's because, again, Escoda Shoal obviously falls within our own exclusive economic zone.
The BRP Teresa Magbanua has been at Escoda Shoal since April to monitor the suspicious piles of crushed coral discovered and to prevent possible reclamation by China. Meanwhile, the 35th International Military Law and Operations Conference commenced in the Philippines today. Over 20 countries represented by military officers from the Indo-Pacific region, including the United States, are participating. The 4-day conference will focus on discussing various challenges to the security environment in the region. Here, Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. stated explicitly that China is the biggest disruptor to maintaining peace in the ASEAN region. He then urged all allied nations to ensure the Philippines does not end up a victim in its compliance with international law.
Please help the Philippines be, as Ambassador Carlson said, a global leader in enforcing and upholding rules-based international order, norms of international law, and do not let the Philippines be a victim for standing up to international law.
Teodoro also emphasized the Mutual Defense Treaty between the Philippines and the United States should be interpreted more broadly and not limited to armed attacks alone.
We're getting narrowed down by a wooden definition, an armed attack on a public vessel, etc., and the public gets fixated on that. So I think we should broaden the scope of the MDT to face a dynamic and cunning adversary.
According to the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, the definition of an armed attack is part of the consultations under the MDT.
Article 3 of the treaty is consultations. Whether we'll see it relies entirely on the two heads of state between the two sovereign nations.
Regarding the resupply missions, the AFP is open to assistance from other countries. But for now, they will continue to accomplish this on its own capacity.
We will then seek for other options when we are already constrained from doing it ourselves. So it's not just perhaps cooperating with the United States, but also with other like-minded nations.
Patrick De Jesus from the National TV for a new and better Philippines.